The Alfie Whattam podcast.
This is a piece of news that was sent to me, which is quite interesting. So, robotic arm assists with knee replacement. So, Sky News was invited to see a robotic arm assist with a full knee replacement at Walsall Manor Hospital. This is the first time that this type of technology has been used at an NHS District General Hospital, and the surgery was a complete success. There's a picture there of the robotic arm. There was a doctor also operating on the patient, but the robotic arm was essentially their assistant, helping out and making sure that the surgery was successful. When you hear this story, what's your reactions to this? Berta, what's that of yourself?
I just think it's amazingly exciting. So reading on a market, it's a very growing market. There were over 1.7 million operations done using robotic automation. Though I can't remember whether it was over last year or whether it was in total. Sure. Mainly in States, I see lots of pluses. There's still worries and concerns, but yeah, definitely exciting news.
Yeah. What's your take, Damien?
No, I agree, Berta. It's very exciting space right now. Being able to use robots and performing surgery and so on, and it's. I think for me it is. I guess, or in terms of what I can't get my head really around with regards to this. I know as a surgeon, you need to have a license to be a surgeon. I'm not quite sure in terms of a risk, the risk in this. I mean, do you need to have a license as a robot to be performing surgery? I don't know. I don't know. That is what's required. So I guess it's quite interesting space. I mean, anything with automation does make things, or should make things a bit more reliable, safer. Yeah. Ideally, performing better performance and so on. But yeah, I think it's a good area, a good space. Just not quite sure how that bit works.
The licenses are probably coming because GPT can now pass the bar. It can pass basically every single exam that it's being given. So a GPT bot could pass basically any university qualification. So I'm sure it probably could get qualified if it really wanted to.
I'm sure.
Yeah. What's your take, Alex, when you hear about this story?
Well, I have two questions. First of all, what are the ethical implications if the robot surgeon accidentally or not accidentally kills a patient? Yeah. Which might happen.
It will happen, probably.
It will happen. So what are the implications? Who's responsible? Yeah. I don't know. And the second one, how well tested the code is for that thing. Because, I mean, it's a complicated piece of machinery with a lot of moving bits and a lot of code, potentially. How well tested is it? How secure is it? Is it possible to hack into the network and, control it remotely, as people did with planes, for example? Sure. You can be on a plane, you can hack on a plane and do the thing with the wings. Yeah. So these are my two kind of concerns about this.
Would you feel comfortable having this operate on you? Let's say you had a heart surgery or something. Would you, if you could opt for robot or for not robot, what would you choose?
If I could choose, I would choose a human. But I think right now with the current state of NHS, you might not have a choice. You'll be you can wait for half a year and get a human, or you can have a robot today. Yeah. So yeah, I think I would go for a robot.
So you'd pick a robot out of convenience.
Yeah. If I could get a robot today or wait for a human, I'd pick a robot today.
What about your side, Damien?
Human. I prefer human right now. I don't know enough, and I don't know if there has been enough research, or I'm not quite sure. I don't know much about what has gone into the development of these robots, and as you said, there is that risk, and don't know much. Cybersecurity is
there's a risk of a human though as well.
Yeah, there is. It's very because I just said that with automation comes reliability and stability and so on, but at the same time.
It's just the idea, isn't it? Having a robot operate on you, it's a bit scary.
Yeah. I'd like to probably see. I'm not the first one to jump on to do something like that. I've just never been that person. So I'll have to see. It has to be sort of in production for a while before I can feel a bit more safe. Okay. Get all the bugs, all the kinks up first before I jump
hopefully
on.
they're out before they even do the first one, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But I take your point in terms of ethics and so on. I think it ties into the fact that I'm not quite sure how they're licensed and you know how that works. Yeah.
But Berta, are you yay or nay on having a robot surgeon?
So I think I would go for yes. And I just wanted to answer the question about who is performing the surgery. My understanding right now is a sort of combination of both, that behind each robot you still have a surgeon, and I think that surgeon has to have a massive knowledge how these robots work. So the purpose of the robot as it is right now is to really be precise in the incision and the movements. So I probably, if I had a surgery which is quite standard, I would be quite happy to go for a robot, something that is new. Not yet. No.
I think though, they're there to support and assist the surgeon and the surgeons on hand. But I think maybe a few days down the line, the surgeon will be out, and I think that poses another problem that we do have with general AI. It's taking over jobs, as they say. Eventually, the surgeon is going to be there sitting down watching the robot perform surgery, and they would be redundant, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
that's the thing, right? We talk about on the show about robots replacing baristas and construction workers, but a robot replacing a surgeon, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Should we let that happen? Should we stop innovation? What do you think when you have the idea of AI replacing surgeons, Berta?
I immediately think robots replacing software engineers. I don't know why as well, because maybe
you're all screwed.
But yeah, I think about the length of life. I think about people having the quality of life through that. I think about all of the positives which it can give to humans. So that's probably my take
you're optimistic on it.
Very.
Okay. Your side?
I agree with you. I think, as I said, with automation, especially in engineering, we can see the benefits of automation through productivity, automation testing that, brings up a bit more stability and reliability and so on. And, that brings operational efficiency as well. And also the less burnout. When you automate things as a person, you have that less. So there are benefits of automation for us as humans in terms of, less burnout and so on. So those are the pros. But I kind of agree with Elon in terms of we're going probably a bit too fast and too quick to market. And I think it's really based on competition. So not sure if we need to just take a pause.
Well, that's his view, right? He's signed the petition. Steve Wozniak has signed the petition. Over 1,000 of the world's leading tech experts have signed a petition on banning AI advancement for 6 months.
I think it's post ChatGPT 4. Anything beyond that,
Which, regardless of how many people sign that thing, it's not going to happen because China's going to keep working on it, and then the West is just going to be left behind, in its exponential growth. But
I think regulation has to catch up.
Yeah,
I think we're going too quickly. I don't know how, ethics, bias, in it. I think those are questions we need to ask. We need to pause and see what is this. Is the data bringing in some level of bias, in the AI? Yeah. Privacy. When you write something in ChatGPT, where does it go? What's the privacy that surrounds it? So I think, we do really have a lot of questions to ask. What's the impact it's going to have on jobs? As you said, we're kind of worried about, it's writing code.
Yeah. Well, what's your take, Alex, on the job side? We didn't get your perspective on.
So with the surgeons, at least, I think we have to. We are a rapidly aging society. There are more and more older people. Yep. Older people need more healthcare. We have less and less doctors. So we have to somehow address it. And I think this robotic surgeon is there just in time.
Yeah.
So by the time when we're in this spot where it's very top heavy, more old people than young people, maybe we have robot doctors that are good enough to operate on older people and improve their quality of life. In general, the replacement of jobs, I'm not really that worried, specifically for software development, because we had like code generation for years. Like you could generate code before, and what it does right now, it does it better. It's like you don't need to Google Stack Overflow anymore.
Sure.
You can replace some very simple, like, we can get a React component if you just describe it in a sentence, but can you describe it well enough? Because like in my experience, like describing the problem is like 50% of the problem, like getting the right requirements, and then writing the code is probably like, 40% boilerplate, and then 10% it's craft, it's art, it's the imaginative solutions.
Yeah.
And I'm not convinced that ChatGPT can do imaginative solutions. It can really well do like things if you define the problem real well. But in the way it's like a calculator, like before you had to do it by hand, then you could do it with, pressing buttons. So now you can calculate things by using words. So I'm not really that afraid of it replacing a lot of crucial stuff. And most of the applications I've seen so far seem like tech demos.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any real like killer app or killer feature. It feels like, back in the days when we had Adobe Flash and everybody made a Flash game, that's what ChatGPT feels to me right now.
It's definitely early stage, but once we have the plugins, once we have an ecosystem of apps and everything is integrated into it, I believe it will just be like having a website. Like you'll have some kind of AI implementation in your business, but we'll have to wait and see. Hey, thanks for watching this YouTube video. If you want to see more like this, please remember to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.